Did you know that the original director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre wanted to get a PG rating? He thought he'd made a movie that's more about the idea of violence than the violence itself, but when the ratings board saw it, they slapped it with an X, and countries all over the world banned it outright. People were terrified. That disconnect between the creator's intent and the audience's reaction is wild. It got me thinking, it really did. I've always been drawn to the things people tell you not to look at. So I set myself a challenge. I decided I was going to sit down and watch 15 of the most infamous banned horror movies. I wanted to see what the big deal was. I wanted to understand if these films really broke something in people, and if they could break me. This wasn't just about getting spooked, it was a quest for understanding. Why does one country see a film as a dangerous piece of propaganda while another sees it as a work of art? What is the line between entertainment and something genuinely harmful? I see this stuff all the time. People trying to shut down conversations. I wanted to open that box. I wanted to look inside for myself. So, why does a movie even get banned? It's not one simple thing. It's a whole cocktail of reasons, and it goes way deeper than just too much blood. The most common trigger is graphic violence. They're sitting in a dark room watching some insane depiction of torture, and their job is to protect the public. They worry about desensitization, about copycat crimes, or the psychological trauma of witnessing something so visceral. It's a paternalistic impulse. But it's not just about violence. A huge factor is sexual content, especially when it's mixed with violence. This is where a lot of countries draw a hard line. A film that depicts sexual violence or presents nudity in a degrading context becomes a prime candidate for the chopping block. Then you have the big ones, religion and politics. Nothing gets a film banned faster than messing with someone's god or government. In those cases, a ban isn't about feelings. It's about protecting the system. It's pure information control. Finally, there's realism. When a movie looks like a real documentary, it hits differently. Faces of Death mixed real footage with stage scenes to blur the line, and censors get nervous. Here's where it gets really fascinating. A movie that's banned in the United Kingdom might be playing on late-night TV in Japan. What's too extreme is relative. It's a cultural fingerprint. One society's moral threat is another's bold artistic statement. Or just schlocky fun. Every board operates from its own historical and cultural playbook. Germany's laws on Nazi imagery and low tolerance for glorified cruelty reflect national trauma. A mindless action flick in the US could be cut or banned in Germany. Japan leans into psychological dread, ghosts, and curses, while some extreme body horror or bizarre sexual themes can still find audiences. Historically in Ireland, even mild sexual content or religious questioning could get a film banned. The Exorcist was unavailable in many parts of the UK not by national ban, but by local licensing refusals. It's a patchwork. There's no objective dangerous. It's all about context. Global streaming complicates enforcement, pushing countries toward ratings and consumer advice. Today's bans tend to target the most extreme titles hitting sensitive cultural nerves, and that tells you more about the society than it does about the film itself. Let's start with the one, the only, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie is a masterclass in psychological terror. Everyone says it's gory, but there's almost no blood. Most horrific violence happens off-screen. Your brain fills in the rest. Hooper used sound and a gritty, documentary look to create suffocating dread. A van runs out of gas in rural Texas and finds a family of cannibalistic slaughterhouse workers. That's it. Many countries banned it for being too intense, too nihilistic. No chainsaws here. Just Sally tied to a chair, surrounded by grotesques, a cacophony of laughter and screaming. It feels endless, pure psychological torture. No comfort. No hero cop, no clear moral, just survival. Banned not because it was bad, but because it was terrifyingly good. It got under your skin, and stayed. The Exorcist went straight for the soul, a major studio release that caused mass hysteria. People fainted, ran out screaming. There were even reports of heart attacks, a demon invading a child's body. The infamous crucifix scene crossed a blasphemous line for many. The demon is vulgar, cruel, intelligent. It attacks faith itself. The horror lands, because you care. Desperate mother, doubting priest, the girl beneath it all. Section 6, the body as horror. The human centipede and grotesque were banned for being flat-out disgusting. Not ghosts or atmosphere, but the violation and mutilation of the human body. A deranged surgeon kidnaps 3 tourists and surgically joins them. One shared digestive system. The BBFC initially refused to classify it, calling the idea degrading and dehumanizing. Less about gore, more about abject humiliation and powerlessness. Grotesque is a non-stop torture showcase. The camera doesn't look away. Banned for offering no story or development to justify sadistic violence. Watching them back to back was a grim endurance test. In the mid-2000s, torture porn entered the lexicon. Saw and Hostel. Violence as main event. People trapped in sadistic games. Would you saw off your own foot? Cut through flesh to find a key. Hostel lures Americans with parties, then kidnaps and sells them to wealthy clients who pay to torture and kill. Human life as commodity. Suffering as high-priced entertainment. Slovakia's government was furious over their portrayal. These films reflect post-9/11 anxieties, surveillance, powerlessness, extreme choices. For many that's the line. For censors, the spectacle itself was the problem. Some movies aren't banned for fantasy, they're banned for horrifying truths. This was the hardest to get through. It depicts Unit 731's atrocities in Dr. Manchuria. The violence is clinical, cold, stomach-churning. A pressure chamber scene ends graphically. Presented like procedure, which is horrifying. Banned widely. Some saw it as necessary exposure, others as pure exploitation. When is extreme violence justified in art? The answer lies somewhere in between. So who are the gatekeepers? In democracies, classification boards watch films and assign ratings, sometimes refusing classification. Criteria can be specific: tone, sadism, eroticized sexual violence, instructional detail. Elsewhere, bans can be political, protecting regimes, not viewers. It's a freedom of expression question with no easy answer. After 15 forbidden films, did they break me? No, but they changed me. The power lies in ideas. Human centipede's concept disturbs more than any image. Texas Chainsaw's psychological breakdown lingers far longer than fake blood. Tolerance changes. Lines are redrawn. What do you think is the purpose of fear in art, and how much is too much? Let me know in the comments.